Eggs provide a great source of protein for many people's diet. However, the outbreak of the bird flu is raising prices and making it harder to buy them as frequently.
Dr. Elizabeth Duenas, a certified culinary medicine specialist with Kaiser Permanente in South Bay, is here now in studio joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. So you have these really great ideas. So 6 grams of protein in 1 egg, and there are a lot of alternative ways to get this protein. So you brought in some ideas for us, and they look delicious.
Well, thank you. Absolutely. And one of my favorites to start the day with is simply plain Greek yogurt.
That doesn't look plain to me. That looks dressed up.
It's definitely dressed up. And I'll give you a tip. One of my patients told me to give it a hint of sweetness, add some cinnamon powder. So that's what I do. I like to throw in a little extra, like flax seeds or chia seeds sometimes, berries for the antioxidants, extra fiber. So we're not just getting the protein as we do with eggs, we're actually throwing in fiber and lots of color. Also some walnuts for the healthy omega-3s.
Well, and this is not just about getting protein in your diet, but it's also just about getting more nutrients in your diet. You've brought some very colorful options. So is this, I go from breakfast to lunch?
Actually, you can have dinner for breakfast. That's what
there
I
you go. Okay.
That's what I
Why
say.
make it
You can always have
complicated?
breakfast all day. It's like, just keep it fluid, right?
And the beauty about this is legumes are a great source of protein, but they're not a complete protein. But when you combine it with rice, it's actually a complete protein.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so, you know, our body needs about 20 amino acids, and our body is able to make about 11 of them. 9 of them are essential. We have to get them from our diet.
Interesting.
And so things like yogurt and eggs, of course, and animal products, meat, are a complete protein. But when you combine what we call complement proteins, you can create a complete protein.
Are you doing that there as well with this one?
Yeah, so well, actually, this is quinoa, and quinoa is a complete
protein.
protein. It's a plant source, but it's a complete protein, and threw in some almond milk, cinnamon powder, sliced apples, and some toasted pecans.
And protein, but quinoa is great because it's like, can be sweet or savory. You can kind of dress it up any way you want for breakfast or lunch or dinner, right? This is a really good idea.
And you know, I love that a lot of these are ingredients that you can make in bulk and use throughout different recipes throughout the week.
And then these are so easy. I was saying, I noticed someone the other day just with the tariff saying they weren't going to be using avocado anymore. They were going to be using chickpeas, but here you've combined the two.
Absolutely. Just to give it a little flavor, these are smoky chickpeas with a little bit of microgreens on top of sprouted grain. Now, this is not just your ordinary, you know, whole grain, but this is a sprouted grain. So in and of itself, because it has lentils, it is a complete protein.
And there are alternatives. When you go to cook, I think the frustrating part right now is that, you know, a lot of places are limiting the amount of eggs that you can get. So if you're going to go bake something for a party or do something, you kind of need some alternatives, which you've also brought with you today.
Absolutely. So one of my favorites in baking is a flax egg, and you basically take 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, 3 tablespoons of warm water. You stir it, and it gives you the consistency of an egg. So the nice thing about that is you're adding fiber, you're adding omega-3s from the flax.
So you're actually making it healthier.
You're making it healthier, absolutely. You can also substitute with applesauce, a 1/4 cup of applesauce for 1 egg, or a 1/4 cup of mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes.
Mashed bananas.
Like, oh, that's an interesting
mashed bananas. And then if you're using a leavening product, you can use vinegar with some baking soda. And this is aquafaba. Aquafaba is the juice of the chickpeas.
I had no idea.
So you can use that to create stiff peaks like in meringues. And I don't know if you noticed, but this is not an egg. This is actually a tofu scramble.
Oh, it is?
Interesting.
I thought maybe this was the plate to show of what we normally have, and these were the other ones. But so you've thrown that in there.
I did.
These are such good ideas, even if, you know, even if we weren't in an egg crisis and we just like didn't have an egg for the recipe. Really good ideas.
I know, but this has been so helpful to me, who has a hard-boiled egg every day. I now have all their options, so thank you. And these are much more delicious looking than my one plain egg. Thank you so much for being with us today. Appreciate it.